Hello everyone, welcome to another Science Week with Ms. Salgado. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Today we will be talking about rocks, soil, and sand. But mostly we will focus on texture. Do you remember what that word means? What words do we use when we talk about texture? Some of the words that we use is smooth, rough, hard, and soft. And texture basically tells us how something feels. Do you know, oh, of course you know, but do you remember what sense we use to feel texture? Yes, that's right, touch. We use the sense of touch, and you will be using your sense of touch and your hands to describe the texture of your rocks and soil and sand.
Oh, texture, texture, texture. Texture, texture, texture. Texture, texture, texture. Texture. You can touch the surface of an object, and what exactly will you say? Let's use words about how it feels to describe texture today. Fuzzy, hard, prickly, fluffy, squishy, woven. Texture, texture, texture. Texture, texture, texture. Texture, texture, texture. Texture. You can draw the surface of an object in many different ways. Let's use line value and repetition to show texture today. Hairy, smooth, pointy, slimy, bumpy, rough. Texture, texture, texture. Slippery. Texture, texture, texture. Crumbly. Texture, texture, texture. Sharp. Sharp. Curvy. Texture, texture, texture. Salamandery. Texture, texture, texture. Texture.
All right, as you can see, we can use so many different words to describe how something feels. Okay, I want you to get your hand lens or your magnifier glass to take a closer look to your different materials. For today, you will be needing a container with sand, with soil and rocks. Okay, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna model for you what you have to do with one of my containers, but you'll do the same thing with the rest of your containers, okay? So here's my container with soil. Here's my container with soil. Now I want you to get your magnifying glass. I have two magnifying glasses. Can you see them? My glasses and another magnifying glass. This tool, this special tool, is gonna help us look at the super tiny things on the soil or rocks or sand. Okay, you're gonna get your container. I'm gonna do the one with the soil, and I'm gonna take a closer look. I see some white things. I see some other things that look like tiny rocks. I see so many different things. But if I don't use the magnifying glass, I cannot see them that well. But with this one, with my magnifying glass, they look huge. Okay, so you're gonna take a close look to each one of your containers. Okay, let me ask you, what sense are we using to look at our tiny things in the soil? Sight, right? The sense of sight. So today you will also be using your sense of sight. Okay, now it's time for you to use your sense of touch. You're gonna get a bunch of your soil, sand, and rocks and feel it. How does it feel? Squeeze it. Super hard. Does it feel soft, rough, hard, smooth? How do you feel it? Okay, now go ahead and do the same thing with the rocks and the sand. Make sure that after you do it, go wash your hands because they're gonna get super dirty. Okay, now I'm gonna share my screen again because I want to show you what you need to do for your science report. Okay, so you will use your sense of sight and touch to look at your soil, sand, and rocks. You will do the same thing that I did with my soil. You will do that same thing with your sand and rocks, okay? Think about how each one looks like. What colors do you see? Which one has smaller rocks or minerals? Squeeze it when you get a bunch of sand, soil, or rocks. Squeeze it. Rub it between your hands. How does it feel? Again, use the words, the vocabulary words to describe what you feel. Do you feel something soft, smooth, rough, or how does it feel? Now for your science report. I want you to draw 3 different materials. Our 3 different materials will be rocks, sand, and soil. You will draw a chart like this. I'm sorry. And it will have to be divided into 3 categories. 1 for rocks, 1 for sand, and 1 for soil. Now, you will choose one of these 4 words to describe them and to answer this question. How does it feel? For the rocks, when you get a bunch of rocks, how does it feel? Does it feel rough? Does it feel smooth? Does it feel soft? Or does it feel hard? Go ahead and choose one of them and write it down here. Now get a bunch of sand, rub it between your hands, squeeze it, and tell me, how does it feel? Does it feel rough, smooth, soft, or hard? And same thing for soil. Choose one of these words to answer this question. How does it feel? And then write it down here. You need a word for each one of your materials, okay? Don't forget to write your name and today's date. Here it is, Monday the 16th. Take a picture of your categories, of your containers with soil, sand, and rocks, and also take a picture of your science report and share it with your teacher. And that is it for today, boys and girls. I will see you tomorrow with some other science experiments and activities. Okay, have a great day and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.